Hello viewers and welcome to a game in progress of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Unfortunately, I paused my game to check and see where the next save point was, and paused my recording as well. For some reason, even though it said it was recording, it did not record the last section of this traversal up through the chapel. So unfortunately, you can see that entire section, the entire flatway that I'm on there. I lost all of that in the recording, so I don't have the, because I saved immediately after. There was actually a boss fight in there against the Hippogryph. So as a bonus, I won't be going back and fighting the boss, but I'll actually go ahead and shell out the gold to show you the boss fight when I get to the library the next time. So sorry about missing a little bit there, but again, this is my first Let's Play, so there's hopefully not too much more of that to come, but yeah, just bear with me, and I think hopefully you're still having a good time. So I'm still enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. It's fun. Part of why I picked this game is not only is it one of my favorite of all time, but it's a game I'm very familiar with and very comfortable playing, to the point where I can play, I can feel comfortable that I'm contributing to the conversation surrounding the game, and maybe giving you a couple of extra little tidbits that you didn't know about, maybe a good introduction to some of the game mechanics. Hopefully somebody could watch at least the first couple of videos and get an idea of, oh, this is how the game works, and here's some of the important things to keep track of. Or just, somebody can look this up at some point and say, oh, how do I get from here to here? It's probably not the best at doing that, because like I said, I'm kind of wandering. I'm trying to take a fairly efficient way through the castle, but I'm also still doing a little bit of exploration myself. Alright, so we have this cutlass now, which is pretty high damage weapon. It's not too bad. It's got about the same range and speed as the Gladius, and a little bit better than the short sword. But it does quite a bit more damage, so I'll probably just hang on to that for right now. As much as I do like the Basilard, it's getting to the point where having a bit of range is actually quite nice. I'm gonna stick with the Bible. Being able to hit things from further away is pretty cool. Candle fighting is lazy. It still takes a little bit longer to kill those than a time. It's definitely less hits. Alright, so we are in the castle keep. It's interestingly one of the few areas that doesn't immediately tell you where you are when you come into the area. It waits until you get to it. Alright, so here we have the Lion teleportation chamber, and this one is in the upper center. There are 5 total teleportation chambers, and we've unlocked 3 of them at this point. So we can hop around through those 3 to get quickly to other portions of the castle. There's unfortunately still some areas that you kind of have to walk to that just take a while. They're not close to a teleporter, or even if they are, there's still a large other area you have to go through. But for now, we just wanted to make sure that we went in there to unlock it. So it shows up on our screen. What is this? The Tyrfing. So the Tyrfing is an interesting item. It's cursed. It is a cursed dark sword. You can see there my attack. It drops my attack from 23 to 0. I think that there's something in the game you can do that makes that matter, but I've never done it. It's just too many hoops to jump through. There's so many other cool weapons and abilities that you get in the game that I just don't always have the time or the inclination to play around with every single version of every weapon just to, maybe unlock its full potential. In fact, there's actually one that is one of the few weapons that I have spent time, quote-unquote, unlocking its full potential. And I'll at least talk about it a little bit later when I pick it up, but it's fun, but it's kind of grindy, and just, if you don't have anything else you want to do, but you really want to keep playing Symphony of the Night, then I guess it's a good excuse to just get a lot of game hours in. But most of the time I just, hey, does this weapon do a lot of damage? Is it relatively fast to swing? Does it have any good special abilities? If so, yes, I will attack with it. Now we have the Leaf Stone and more mysterious Vulture. Leapstone is this game's double jump. You can double jump at any point in your jump. You can double jump when you're almost to the ground. You can double jump on your way up. You get that little cool sort of wing effect from your cape. It's pretty neat. And that's why I wanted to come up through the chapel, because it's actually a bit easier than coming here through the clock tower. So now that we have the double jump, I think I want to, yeah, because I don't think I can get up to the top part of this area from here, which is why there's a teleportation chamber. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go back to the teleporter. We're going to head over to the Scorpion Room. I'm going to head to the library because I think there's a... Oh, no, it's the horse. So you can't actually pick which chamber you go to. Like future Castlevania games, you just go through them, I believe it's clockwise? No, you go through them anti-clockwise. So from the lion is the one in the center, and then it took me to the horse, which is the one in the bottom left, and then that took me to the scorpion, which is the one I'm just outside of in the upper right. So do I actually... Yeah, I actually kind of want to take that. I want to take it down to the middle. There we go. So I believe that drops us off right in front of the door to the long library. There's actually a couple of new things that we can get access to in the library now that we have the double jump. So this would be kind of cool. Dullahans, Durans. Yeah, when this game was brought over, it was, I believe, in that sort of limbo period when games had mostly, I don't want to say matured, that sounds a little more condescending than I mean, but had the resources to have better localizations than a lot of games did back in the Nintendo days, the NES and even Super NES days. But this wasn't that much longer after the Super NES came out. This is only 1997 we're talking about. So the Super NES was just being phased out for the N64 at this point. And there are still games mostly outside of the PC market. Console games focus largely on platform, action, sometimes shooting, running guns, racing games occasionally, like Gran Turismo on the PlayStation. But they were not really big on story. So there's definitely still some localization gaffes with this game. Just nothing major, obviously nothing to keep you from enjoying how magnificent this game is, but just a couple of things here and there that, like the Duran, the Cthulhu and Malachi swap up, things like that, that just like, you can notice them, but they're not a detractor from the game. I think it really wasn't until the next year, 1998, when Konami released Metal Gear Solid, that we really saw what games could truly be, when it was the cleverness of intelligent game design linked with the quality of pretty close to high-level Hollywood storytelling, I would say. That was one of the first games that I said, wow, this is like playing a movie, and really felt like that. So, anyways, here we are at the library.
What can I do for you?
I did pick up a couple of gems. So we're gonna sell those.
I'm interested in this.
What are we gonna pick up? I'm gonna go ahead and pick up another library card, so we have a couple of those on hand. I didn't actually mention what that does the last time when I bought one. So the library card's just it's a scroll of Town Portal. It takes you back immediately to the librarian. It takes you right outside the librarian's room. So it's kind of a get out of jail free card if you find yourself in a sticky situation. I don't think you can use it in the middle of a boss fight, though I could be wrong about that. I'll have to check on that later, but I know you can use it anywhere you are if you happen to actually accidentally, clip through a wall or something, which does happen from time to time, or you find yourself, you double jumped into an area that you can't get back out of, or you fell into a pit that you can't jump out of, something like that. You can just warp back to the library. I usually try and keep at least a couple of them on hand. Really, you only need one because it takes you right there and you can buy another one, but sometimes I'm a little forgetful and I won't remember to replace the one that I teleported here with. Yeah, so I like to have a couple of them in my pocket. The Damascus sword is a pretty good purchase, but we lose a little bit of defense that we get from the sword we're currently using. I think there's a... No, it's not the hat. Is it the circlet? Steel Cuirass. Maybe we've already... I think I might have already gone a little bit past the place where I usually pick up some of the more... Yeah, so I want to get the Elven Cloak. Yeah, so I think that's the main thing I really want at this point, it's just that cloak.
Farewell for now.
Oh, and I did promise, we'll go ahead and end the video with my... Let's go ahead and equip our new stuff here, though. Elven Cloak. The cloaks and the weapons are the only items, the cloaks, weapons, and shields, so anything that goes in your hands and anything that goes in your cloak slot, they're the only things that actually display differently on the screen for Alucard's sprite. You can see now I'm wearing a green and brown cloak, as opposed to the drab brown and black one that I had before. So, it's kind of fun. Some of the cloaks look really cool, some of them look kind of stupid. There's the Twilight Cloak that we started the game with, that's black with red lining, and the red lining pulses, which is pretty sweet. Right.
What can I do for you?
So I'm gonna check out tactics for the Hippogryph. 1,000 gold, that's what I get. That's what I get for not making sure my recording software is working properly. But here you go. Here's how the game wants you to fight the Hippogryph. Interesting. Yeah, it's just kind of hit and run tactics. It's not really using any special moves, or looks like they're just using the cutlass too. It's kind of cool. Just cloth cape, cutlass. Using no spells. Just good old hit and run. Yeah, does the job. I used a combination of the Basilard and the Bible to just get in close. I did use a Soul Steal right at the very beginning, which is the powerful magic spell that drains life out of everything on the screen. And I healed back up to full and did probably about 200 damage to him right off the bat. So it didn't take that long to kill him afterwards. He dropped some kind of eggs, or maybe she, I guess, because she's laying eggs. I guess they maybe hatch into something. I've never seen it happen because I usually kill her too quickly. Yeah, this must be eggs of some kind. If you have the holy water for this fight, which I didn't when I got here, I had the Bible, which still helps. I used it a couple of times and it sped up the fight greatly. But the holy water, because the Hippogryph touches down on the ground so frequently, when it does that fire attack, and when it just sort of crouches down and it does that little drawing lightning and crouch, hitting it with the holy water is incredibly powerful. I'm not sure if this goes until it wins, or if it just goes indefinitely. I'm just going to go ahead and call it because we've pretty much seen all there is to see there. So, well, there you go. That was me, not me, fighting the Hippogryph. So make up for having left that boss fight out of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode. It's kind of been a two-parter. It's been a little bit long. We've had a few bumps on the road, but I hope you guys are still having fun with Soldancer Plays Castlevania Symphony of the Night. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.